right, we're checking out the only game where everything that you draw comes to life in a way that specifically is meant to ruin people's lives. It's DOP4. Right away, just like in the Final Destination, poor girl's falling toward the ground, gonna end up scorpioning. In case you're wondering what that is, that's where your legs, I can actually draw this so you understand. That's where your legs end up over here. See, in front of your head and the spinal column, which let's say that's right about here. Yeah, that goes like this. Actually, it looks less like a scorpion and more like a broken French fry. Anyway, I assume that there's supposed to be maybe a trampoline here, or possibly something for this girl to hold on to. But what I wanna do is real quick, I just wanna see if I was to make like, oh, I don't know, a spike pit. Seems like something you would see on my channel. I'm actually a really nice guy because I'm allowing her hands to be in the middle of the spikes. Oh, yes. Just like something right out of Mario Brothers. See? It loved it. Look at that, everyone. It's the Eiffel Tower. You know what else starts with a T? Turkey. I love turkey. Although this looks less like a turkey and more like a creature wearing a hand on its back. See, this is the turkey head. This is the turkey breast. Here is the, I don't know what this is called. It's the dingly thing that hangs down. I will call it the turkey gobbler. And a judgmental turkey eye. Bam! Turkey works. What's inside of a zombie's head? Neapolitan ice cream sundae. My ice cream sundae does, in fact, look like a chunk of brains. Oh, this zombie is literate. Hot dog. This is like the image of a hot dog that you see at a fast food restaurant. And then the actual hot dog that you get is like the sad, malnourished hot dog. See, this is the bun. And that thing in the middle that looks like the finger off of a starving raccoon, that is the hot dog right here. I'm assuming I'm supposed to like draw in the ketchup and the mustard. If hot dogs could talk, I have a feeling they would be asking for help. See? Guy needs a surfboard. Nope. Gonna have the mouth of a shark, severing both of his legs. That is possibly the worst shark that any human being has ever drawn in their life. I'm surprised it's not actually a felony for me to have downloaded this game. Here's a little shark eye. Actually, if I give him a shark fin, he will in fact look more like a shark. Actually, now it just looks like a creature wearing a dunce cap. And the game was like, that's fine. His hand is leaking. Am I supposed to put like a band-aid over this? Or am I supposed to stitch this up? I don't know, I don't get it. Here, you may say,
Gray, what are you actually drawing on his hand?
It's a stick of butter. See, what's inside of an avocado? A human skull. To be fair, I do put human skulls in basically everything. Over at the espresso machine, what should you be filling up? I'm actually here to show you that if you ever don't know what to draw, you can always draw a human skull. It works every time. Bam. Do you see? I don't know why games do this, but they just associate the human skull with food, liquid, caffeine, everything. I'm already in space. I'm not actually sure what I'm supposed to do here. Can combustion happen in space? I feel like it can't. Also, what is my rocket doing over here? There's no atmosphere, so it just looks like it's wearing a coating of vanilla glaze. Here we are at Christmas. The ornament has to be tied upon the tree. What are you gonna use to tie the ornament with? Human skull. Every time. All right, this human skull has like a really large cancerous growth on it. Still gonna work, watch. See this? It's a sad wolf. He's depressed. He's like, maybe I shouldn't have left my wife. Do you know how to make the wolf happy? Human skull, watch. Right now. Here we go. Let's see if I can, all right, well this human, maybe I can get his jaw straightened out a little bit with some surgery. There, that looks slightly better. Sad human skull eyes. This human has really tiny eyes. See, wolf is happy. He's like, I don't need a wife when I have a human skull. Now you may say to yourself, Gray, this gingerbread man lost his arm in the war. How's the human skull gonna help him? I'm here to tell you about the other thing that works in every single instance of drawing. Can of Bud Light. Don't believe me? Watch. All right, we'll make it big too. There's the little tab on the top. Give it the old BL for Bud Light. Arm. Bud Light turns into an arm. Why? Alcoholism. Look at him. He's happy. He's like, I
couldn't even feel the pain because I was drunk.
Now you get to play a game. Watch. What do you think would work better here? Human skull or Bud Light can? Did you put your determination in the comment section? I'll help you. Either one, it doesn't matter. Here, watch. Matter of fact, hold on. Here's a human skull. Why can I not draw a human skull at all right now? I mean, not like I could draw normally, but Here's a human skull with a can of Bud Light balancing on top of its head. You ready? How? I was drawing up here. You're doing the laundry. What goes inside of a laundry? A child. You know how many times I've played the baby in yellow? There you go. Sad child. Here's some tears. All right, now it just looks like I erased part of his lower jaw. Oh, whatever. Oh my God, it actually put a cat in there. What's wrong with this game? I know. I give more attention to the cat than a human child. We've gotten to a point where I honestly don't know what I'm supposed to draw here. This is a man who has found another man inside of his wardrobe wearing his wife's bra as a hat. Like, what else can happen here? What else can I do? He already has the bat. Oh, am I supposed to draw like a door on here maybe? Because if this was Florida, he would also have a gun. So you always carry a gun to go along with your bat. I assume this is supposed to be a door. I don't really want to draw a door, so instead I'm going to draw a sheep. All right, there's it's like a sideways sheep. It's like a sideways sheep that never skipped leg day. He's got really beefy legs. Good enough for a door. Can't see through a sheep, can't see through a door. They have everything in common. Tube of toothpaste, put a can of Bud Light on there. Here's the BL, perfect. See? Now there is another thing that you can draw almost all the time, and that's an alligator. What is this alien? How come he has a haircut that looks like it would belong to some dude named Eugene? I may say to yourself.
Gray, an alligator doesn't even make any sense for this.
That cow is being abducted. I understand that, but the game doesn't care. Okay, there's only a few things that are incredibly important in life. Human skulls, Bud Light, and alligators. See that? Alligators pulling that cow up. What's really weird is the spaceship is very small. I'm not actually sure where he's keeping the alligator. I know the thing that we drew up was actually a cow, but I don't care about the cow. I care about the alligator. Santa. Gonna meet all the boys and girls. What's he carrying with him? God. It's actually getting worse as time goes on. It's a human skull, even though it looks more like a thumbtack. I feel like this skull is looking at me as if though I'm an idiot. I mean, it is right. Oh, apparently he has also abducted Rudolph. Rudolph is like, somebody help. Lady needs to see. Can't see the eye test. What do you put on her eyes? It's called an alligator. There's some clawed alligator feet down here. The alligator mouth. There you go, pink alligator. All right, girl's going to the wedding. She forgot her dress. What do you give her? Can of Bud Light. Is it shaped like a dress? Nope. Does the game care? Absolutely not. She's like, if I'm drunk enough, I won't know anyway. This is the most unenthusiastic cheerleader I've ever seen in my life. Like, I don't think I can fix her. She's not just unhappy, she's wondering why she's here in the first place. We're not gonna go, like, human skull here. We're actually gonna go severed arm. Okay, it's supposed to be an arm, but it kind of looks like a malformed drumstick. There, that's a little bone sticking out. Do you see how the arm is not in any way shaped like the pom-pom? Now, to be fair, if you did go to like a football or a basketball game and the cheerleaders were waving around the severed limbs of their foes, you just give up. Like, you don't play the game, you just accept the loss. Young girl falling to her death. Actually, I think she's supposed to be on a swing. Now, I'm going a little bit more specific here than I normally do. I'm actually going to have a tiny dinosaur try and eat her leg. I know that sounds really specific, but I have a feeling that this game just doesn't care. We'll give him like a little bit of like the dinosaur spines on him. There we go. Okay, I am nowhere near where there should be a swing. Will this work? Of course it will. She's like, yay, being attacked by flesh-eating animals is fun. Can I draw afterward? Oh, I can actually draw after she's already having fun. There, this dinosaur is like 95% head. SOS symbol, looks like a human skull will fit quite nicely. Firefighter, sliding down the pole into, I like how it's not even a part of the firefighter building, it's just like a sinkhole. It's just a sinkhole that goes right down into the underworld. All that's going to happen is he's going to end up in the lava in Minecraft. He knows it too. You know what, I'm just gonna give him a stack of fire. How about that? Yes, you are riding down a stack of fire. My guess, he'll be like, that's hot. Say, so this is one of those instances where it's an image. So it's a bird without his beak. This is probably the most cursed image I've ever seen. I don't ever want to see a bird without a beak again in my entire life. It looks like a creature that's had like a softball hit him in, actually I'm gonna draw the softball. That's had a softball hit him in the face at like 1,000 miles an hour. Yeah, of course it works for the beak, why wouldn't it? The softball's going right next to the alligator, the Bud Light can, and the human skull. Which way should you go? Death or dirt road? What happens if I go toward death? Can I make him go toward death? Do I have to make him go toward the dirt road? Oh! Is this a real thing? Is this a real thing that's happening right now? Am I supposed to like... I'm gonna draw a Bud Light can here because I have a feeling I already know what's gonna happen. See? Oh! She was smuggling Florida oranges. I never thought I would actually have to like deal with Starbucks inside of a video game. I was vastly mistaken. What is this? This isn't even duck face. It's like 3-leaf clover face. Our straws are made in the shape of a fist. Clearly that was good enough for the game. This is what it's all come down to. Death. I told you the entire purpose of this was to ruin someone's life, but I have something to tell you. She has already been severed in half from the box. Look, the game hasn't put her spine in or anything. She's like half of a person. And so, for the final insult, the Bud Light can will come down and we both know it's going to work. See? Well, I think that we learned that the only things that matter are drinking, alligators, and death. Anyway, folks, hope you enjoyed this episode of DOP4. Till next time, stay foxy, much love.